So we live in a world that is obsessed with more goals, more hustle, more improvement. But sometimes doing less gets you more because growth isn't just about adding, it's also about releasing. And sometimes the next level of your life won't come from stacking more habits or grinding, it's going to be from letting go of old habits, old reactions, old stories, things that don't serve you anymore. Your brain loves familiarity, even if it's painful. Sometimes it's the most painful that it holds on to the most. And psychologists call this the homeostasis principle. Your subconscious will always try to keep you in whatever feels normal, even if that normal isn't good for you. So when you start a new habit or a mindset, you're not just building something new, you're breaking old neurological ties. When you start going to the gym, you're not just going to the gym, you're choosing to not stay home. Your normal is sitting at home watching TV, eating a bag of chips. Your new normal, what you're trying to build, is going to the gym. So you have to let go of what feels uncomfortable, and it's why letting go feels so uncomfortable, because your brain is literally rewiring itself. For every new habit you're trying to create, there's an old one you have to release. And if you don't, it just gets you get stuck in this battle in yourself. And when you repeat a behavior or a thought over and over, your brain builds strong connections through those neural pathways. It's efficient. Your brain says, "Oh, we've done this before. Let's keep doing it." But when you stop reinforcing those patterns, when you start doing less of what drains you, those old connections begin to weaken through a process that's called synaptic pruning. I'm sure you've heard the saying before, neurons that fire together wire together, but the opposite is also true. And I'm sure you've heard this saying before as well. What you don't use, you lose. Usually that phrase is said when you stop doing something that you used to care about or you used to have the knowledge of, and you stopped using it, so now you don't remember it. But it can be used in a positive as well. If you're trying to break a habit, the more you choose, the more you consciously choose to not do it, the easier it is to not do it the next time. Like I was saying, when you consciously choose to stop feeding an unhelpful habit and you stop giving it attention, those loops begin to break and your brain literally begins to delete them. Not metaphorically, but biologically. And in a 2006 study in Nature Reviews Neuroscience, they found that the brain actively removes weak and unused neurons. And it does this to make room for stronger, more efficient ones. So yes, doing less of what doesn't serve you actually frees up space for growth. It's like the RAM for your computer. When you are using the same program constantly, it keeps the boot up code for those programs in that random access memory so that it can do it quicker. But in order to have those on there, it will get rid of stuff that hasn't been used for a long time. So say you have 10 programs on your computer and you haven't used program number 1 in a year, but now you're using program number 9 every single day. Well, it's going to take the code to start up program 1 and get rid of it. It'll just take it off the RAM and make space so that number 9, which is more actively used, can start up quicker. Or you can think of it like a backpack. Every old belief, every fear, every I have to do more, that's just weight. And sometimes progress isn't about adding more. It's about taking out what's weighing you down. And this connects to a principle in cognitive behavioral therapy. Before you install a new belief system, you have to challenge the distorted ones you already have. If you don't, like I said earlier, your brain will reject the new habit because it conflicts with your current identity. And that's why your new goals don't stick. Your old story is still running the show. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life. And you'll call it fate. Letting go isn't quitting. It's updating your internal code. So, how do we actually do this? 4 things. First, and this is one of the main things, you have to identify what no longer fits. Ask yourself, what beliefs or habits am I carrying that don't belong to me? What habits belong to the old version of me that I don't want to carry anymore? Number 2, stop feeding it. You're the master. You get to feed your thoughts. You don't have to fight every bad habit. Sometimes you just have to stop giving it attention. And what you ignore withers away. It's like a plant. If you don't water it, you don't feed it, it dies. Number 3, replace space with stillness. When you stop doing, the brain panics and it craves stimulation. But if you sit in that silence, that's where the rewiring happens. And it's so hard these days because there's so much stimulation coming at us from every which way. But if you take the time to sit and just let your thoughts be, don't even act on them, don't even try to examine them or really think about those thoughts, just let them process and let your body feel those thoughts and let your brain try to just let them be, because that is your brain rewiring itself. And number 4 is allow integration. New habits stick best when the old noises fade. You're not adding more, you're creating space for what matters. Because not everything that demands your energy deserves it. Not every old version of you gets to come with you. Sometimes growth looks like stillness. Sometimes progress feels like peace. And sometimes the smartest thing you can do is stop trying to be more and just start becoming lighter.